welcome to this week's Patrons Chat. It is the 18th of July in the year of our Lord 2024, for those of you who are not on this planet. Anyway, maybe we're being zoomed out. Don't they send signals out?
They do?
They do. Or did they stop doing that?
Don't know, maybe they realise it might be a bad idea.
Well, if we are being projected out there into the universe, maybe one day we'll be viewed by aliens. I don't know. So hello to all of you, Zog, or whatever your name is, if you're watching. And I've just tried to clean my glasses and I just realised they're all smudgy, so I can't really see much. Oh, we haven't turned our light on in the background. Thank you. We normally have a light going on in the background, so it looks pretty. It's atmospheric, as they say. So, as I've said, please let me know who is here. Thank you for my cup of tea. Matt's just passed me over a drink. And I have it in my Virgin Voyages Resilient Lady mug. I'm going to have to get a new mug, Matt.
You are?
With the Scarlet Lady on. Because we've booked a cruise. We have booked a holiday. So we finally have something to look forward to. And I think it's about 6.5 weeks away. So it's not that far away. So we have finally booked our cruise. So it's a Mediterranean cruise. It is Virgin Voyages again. And this time it's back on the Scarlet Lady because it was Resilient Lady last time. So we're back to the Scarlet, which is the first ever Virgin Voyages cruise ship. And it was the first one that we ever sailed out of Miami. So it's been good. It'll be like revisiting an old friend. But there is one big difference this time. We are trying to do this cruise on a budget. Yes, my loves. Don't go thinking just because we booked a cruise that we're splashing the cash. We are doing this on a budget because we are trying for the first time ever an inside cabin, and it's literally saved us about £500. So it's, it'll be a first. But we don't actually think we're going to miss a balcony because we've had a balcony technically for 4 cruises because we did the 2 back-to-backs. Oh, by the way, are we cooking dinner today? We are, aren't we? Yes. You sure? Matt's not. What have you done?
I've not done anything yet.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to be having mustard chicken pasta. But Matt's got that look on his face like he wants to do something naughty.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
I'm never naughty, I'm a good egg.
We're supposed to be being good this week. And I think you're being naughty.
No.
Mm-hmm. As I was saying, we're trying to do the cruise on a budget. Inside cabin, saved about £500. I don't think we're going to miss the balcony. Purely because this time we are going with friends as well. So I don't think we're going to be in the cabin much. We were not in the cabin that much last time. We cruised our second cruise with Rob and Favour from Life with Favour. We were not in the cabin that much. So this time around, the itinerary that we've only got really 1.5 sea days. It's 1.5 sea days because we've got an overnight stay in Ibiza. So we don't get to Ibiza until 7 p.m, but then we're there all night and all the next day. So really it's a port day almost every single day. So we'll be off the ship, we'll be up early for breakfast, we'll be with friends. I don't think we're going to miss a balcony. Fingers crossed. I think the only thing I might miss is just waking up and just being able to see where we are. But we'll be able to see that when we go for breakfast. So I don't think it's going to be so bad. So we are on deck 9, an inside cabin. We're towards the front of the ship. So we've got a few posh rock star cabins, I think, around us. So I feel like we're in stowage. That's what it feels like a bit. And Matt sat back down again, so I think he's done something naughty.
I'm looking at Instagram.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. He is looking at Instagram. Is it because you saw the chippy when we drove back?
No.
Well, I saw the chippy.
Oh, did you?
I did. The door was open and I could see their pies. Why have I been hankering after one of their pies? I don't know. I don't know. If you ever been to a British fish and chip shop, what do you normally have? let me know in the comment. Well, no, let me know in the live chat so I can respond. But if you are watching on Catch Up, let me know in the comments. What's your preferred British chip shop meal? If you're not from the UK, just let me know what is your favourite takeaway. What would be your go-to? Let me know. But we have been good so far this week. Although I feel like it might be having a blip today. We're doing an inside cabin. The itinerary is really good. We're going to Marseille. We're going to Ibiza. We're going to Cannes. That's the only port that needs a tender ship. Where else are we going? It's from Barcelona.
Marseille, Cannes, Mallorca.
And Mallorca. So yeah, there's some good ports. Oh, John and Paul, hello. They say, a shish kebab. Well, I mean, the chippy kebab meat is quite nice, I have to say. I normally have the chicken meat. If I'm having the kebab, I normally have the chicken. Matt normally has mixed meat. But I alternate. Sometimes I'll have the kebab. Sometimes I'll have the lunchbox. It's called a lunchbox. So it's basically a mini fish, a Savoy sausage, and chips with a choice of sauce. So you can either have typically gravy, mushy peas, curry sauce. Curry sauce is quite a northern thing, I think. A Midlands to northern thing. I don't think it's particularly common down south. But mushy peas, if you've not tried mushy peas, they are divine. Mary Lou is watching from work. Hello to you. So yeah, inside cabin, book the cruise. We've got all of our dining booked now. As I said, we're going with other friends. So they've sort of booked us into things that because they'd already booked, you see. So when we went out at the weekend, they said, we're going on a cruise. Do you want to come? And we were like, well, we kind of shouldn't, but yes, we do want to come. So it was a toss-up. It was a choice between going away in January and using the money that we'd already put aside for January for September, or it was not go and, maybe go away in January. So at the moment, it's looking like we're doing September and then possibly not January, just to save a few pennies. But then maybe going away later in the year, next year. We'll have to see how things pan out because we're not entirely sure what our situation is going to be. But we are going September. I would like to try other cruise lines, but it's just Virgin's got us. Virgin really does. And when we were on board last time with Favour and Rob, I mean, they've sailed so many different cruise lines. They said, you've been spoilt with Virgin Voyages and, that we probably wouldn't find, other cruise lines favourable to Virgin's. But I would still like to try other cruise lines. I think Royal Caribbean would be fun, possibly Princess. And I would like to try a Cunard, and I know some of their ships are now a bit older. Queen Mary 2 is actually 20 years old. That's the one that does transatlantic to New York. If ever we go to New York, I would love to do a transatlantic. I'd like to sort of go out there on the Queen Mary 2 and then have, maybe 5 days in New York and then fly back. That would be the epitome of luxury. But there is, a slightly older crowd on those ships. So there is the slight concern that it might not be for us. But I would like to try. I mean, it's the closest thing we're going to get to sort of travelling on an old-fashioned ocean liner like the Titanic. I mean, even in Queen Mary 2, the sort of grand central staircase it looks just like out of Titanic. It's like it's been lifted from the White Star Line. So I would like to try those and other cruise lines and river cruises. But anyway, we'll see. Betsy's preferred takeaways: a chicken sandwich or chicken tender with fries. I do like chicken tenders. Not a fish lover, but would like to try fish and chips on my visit to London. It's very different. No, it's the same kind of fish that you would get. Fish is fish, but it's the way that it's cooked. It's different. So if you've not had British fried battered cod, typically cod, there is other fishes are available, but normally people would go for cod. It's battered, it's deep fried, and it's just got that really nice taste to it. So even if you're not a big fishy person, I would say battered cod from the fish and chip shop is not overly fishy. It's just nice. So, and there is other things to try as well. You could try the sausages, battered. There's a Savoy type sausage. There's battered sausages. There's battered burgers. There's, what else is there? There's so much. There's so much for you can have from it. And it's not that expensive. Well, it's not expensive at all, really. It's quite, out of all the takeaways, it's probably the most cost effective, really, I would say. John and Paul says battered Mars bars. I do believe that's a Scottish thing. I think it originated from Scotland. I remember when it first came out in the media that people in Scotland were battering their chocolate Mars bars. My goodness. I've never tried one, so I can't say if I like it or not, but I do like melted chocolate. I do quite like hot chocolate. I hate my chocolate in the fridge. Matt loves his chocolate from the fridge. I like quite gooey, runny chocolate fountains. Love them. Well, I used to love them on my when I could have sugar. Anyway, by the way, on the cruise, I am not being sugar free. Oh my goodness, no. That will be gone out the window. I will be having whatever I want for 1 week, and 1 week only. I shall be indulging. So yes, you will see me with the cakes. You will see me with the chocolates. You will see me with everything. It will all be getting stuffed down. And then I'll be good when I'm back. So there we go. I have found though, I do not fit into my holiday clothes. So I've only got 2 shirts that actually fit. That's because all my other ones are not slim fitting, and because I've lost weight, they just look like tents. So I am going to have to buy some new shirts and possibly some new shorts. I've got to do a capsule wardrobe because, like I said, we are trying to save money. So we're only doing 1 night pre-stay in Barcelona rather than 2. We've got to come back on the day that the cruise gets back to Barcelona because of cat sitting. Matt's mom and dad are going on holiday literally the day after, so we are so lucky that they have been able to cat sit. So all the stars kind of came into alignment. We got all of our ducks in a row. So we've got to come back. So we can't do, I mean, some of our friends are going off to Sitges. Is it pronounced Sitges? It's the place where all the gays go. Anyway, it's there. They're going there, some of them. We can't go. We've got to come back. So we've saved some money there. Like I said, we are flying Ryanair, the cheapest flights we can find. What else? How else have we saved money? We couldn't use any future. We didn't have one, but we couldn't use a future voyage deal because we're having an inside cabin. For those of you who didn't know, if you do book a future voyage with Virgin on board to take advantage of their really great offers, it's only compatible with a sea terrace, basically a balcony cabin or above. You can't have it with an inside, a sea view, or whatever. You can't do it. So we saved money there. What else was I just about to say in a big, deep hurry? I was talking about clothes. I couldn't fit into my clothes, so I'm going to have to buy... capsule wardrobe. Because the flights we've booked, we're only having carry-ons. I've never travelled with just a carry-on bag before, so we'll have our carry-on bag, whatever the size is that Ryanair allows, plus a rucksack. So going from 2 massive big cases and 2 rucksacks down to a carry-on is going to be a struggle. So I need to really think capsule wardrobe. I need to get some new shorts that I can wear for, day, night, whatever. I need to get some shoes that I can basically wear 1 pair of shoes for the whole time, and they'll fit for the day or they'll fit for evening. I've never done that before. So part of me is terrified. The other part of me is thinking how freeing it will be not to have all that clutter and stuff. The only thing I can't compromise on is my toiletries, and I know that you have to put your toiletries each thing has to be less than 100 ml. If it's classed as a liquid, it has to be in a clear plastic bag that's 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters, and it has to close. So you're allowed 1 of them per person. So I'm going to have to somehow get all my toiletries into that are classed as liquid. If there are any that I think we need to buy, we can buy them at the airport or we can buy them when we're in Barcelona. So that's our plan. Mary, hello, says here in Victoria we have British fish and chips. They are so good. They are. And I would be intrigued to know if they taste the same. Whether or not it's British people that have taken what they know of the British fish and chip shop and put it in Canada, because Victoria's Canada, isn't it? Or whether or not it's Canadians who are trying to replicate the British fish and chip shop, and maybe it's different. I don't know. I would like to try. We could do the taste test, couldn't we? So yeah, on board, I want to get another one of these mugs, but with Scarlet Lady on. It was worth it. I think they were about $25. So, you know, they're not a cheap mug, but I have used it. I've used it every single day since we've been back in January. So well worth it. I like the shape of it. It keeps the heat quite nice. It's a really good mug. So I will be adding another one to it. Nom, nom, nom. Well, I think Matt's definitely not cooking. What have you done?
Nothing yet.
Have you ordered KFC?
No.
You have.
No.
Oh, yes, you have.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe?
Maybe.
You have. Is it a celebratory new car KFC?
Yeah.
Oh, and we've had to buy a new TV as well. I know. Cruise, new car,
Okay.
new TV. Who are we? Are we suddenly millionaires? No. So no, we're not. The money for the cruise we had put aside for January, so that was a stretch. And like I said, we're doing it on a budget. The TV went wrong, so I don't know if you know about TVs, but they've got backlights in them, and a big, massive sort of 6 or 7 inch strip right in the middle of our screen went about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So we basically got a whole section of the TV, a big 7 inch strip that is not lit properly. It's so annoying. Other than that, the TV works fine, but it's just so annoying. So the picture quality is, at the moment, it's okay in like dark if there's something dark on the TV, you can't tell. But when it switches to something with a lighter background, you can clearly see it. So we took advantage of Amazon Prime Day and we bagged ourselves a bargain. So we've gone for a slightly smaller TV. The one we've got now is 58. We've gone for a 55, which might look better in the room anyway, because we bought that TV for a larger room in the old house. So that just came with us. We've had it 5 years, actually. They're not built to last, are they? So we've gone for 55. It was 40% off. It should have been 700 and something. We had it for 400. It's a better quality screen than what we've got now. So we just had it. And to be fair, my parents have bought it us for our birthdays, because obviously Matt's was July the 4th, mine's coming up August the 4th, so we've had a TV. It was an expense that we didn't really need to have, but hey, you know, you can't help it when things go wrong. So yeah, we've had a new TV that's coming on Tuesday, a new car that's coming next week. The app that I was trying to sell it on wasn't really giving it a good price. So we looked online, we found a car that we liked, we went to see the car today, we part exchanged and actually got a better price than what all the other apps and things were telling us. So we bought it. Yay. And it is coming sometime next week. I noticed a slight ding. There was a little mark on the back. So I pointed it out and I said, can you fix it? And include it in the price. And they said, yes, we can fix it. So they're going to fix it for free, which is why we couldn't sort of drive away with it, because I did take in all the relevant documentation to have purchased it on the day. But they need to book it in to get the scratch. It's not a scratch, it's more of a ding. I think the person must have reversed back or someone must have gone into them and it's just a little ding. But it was enough to annoy me, so that's being fixed. Also, the car was covered in bird poo. The photographs that they took showed it all pristine, and it had been left outside, and I think a whole flock had come over and just dropped their loads all over the car. So they're going to clean it, valet it. Drove like a dream. It's an automatic. I've never driven an automatic before, so I'm going to have to get used to that. I watched a tutorial online last night how to drive an automatic. It's a really nice colour. It's sort of, how would you describe the colour? I don't know. It's like
A grey.
like a very light
grey.
grey. It's a very nice colour. Mary Lou says, depends which shop. We are very British here. We have several places that serve afternoon tea. I do love a good afternoon tea. We have a huge statue of Queen Victoria in our inner harbour. You'll have to get one of Queen Camilla.
We've got one in Sydney as well, outside the shopping centre.
Oh, Queen Victoria.
Yeah, outside the Queen.
They need one of Queen Camilla.
Queen Victoria building in Sydney.
Did you see Camilla at the state opening of Parliament? Oh, I liked what she was wearing, actually. She looked good. She did look good. And of course, she was wearing the George IV state diadem. She had a Colette diamond necklace on. Although she did walk a few steps in front of King Charles at one point. I think it was going up the stairs. She was up. She was like a whippet. She was gone. She should have hung back a little bit because the Duke of Edinburgh always kept a few paces behind. Anyway, I'm just saying. But it was nice to see them out and about. Right, what else have we got to tell you this week? Other than that, it's been a work week. It's been I feel like we've had a week of sorting things out, getting everything lined up, and it's just taken time to do all of that thing. I also took the car we've got now to get cleaned, ready for sale. So I'm glad I did that because, you know, it's just nice to have a clean car when you're trying to part exchange something or sell it. It's always nice to have it cleaned and ready for people. So they won't have to do much in terms of valeting on it. Although I'm sure they'll give it a once over. So yeah, did I tell you what car we've had? We've had a Skoda Kamiq, Kamiq. It's actually, it's only done 6,000 miles. So it's pretty much like having a brand new car. At a much discounted price, I might add, because it's not a brand new car. It's a second-hand car, but it's only done 6,000 miles. In fact, there's a bit of a sad story to its background. The gentleman that sold it to the garage, I think, must be one of their customers because they seem to know him quite well and referred to him by name. He seemed like a well-known character to them. Sadly, his wife had passed away. And it had been her car. And a bit like when, you know, me with the Fiat 500, when Matt had his car, she just used it to go to the shops and come back home. So she hadn't used it much. It's literally had one owner, hardly driven, just 6,000 miles. And sadly, she passed away. So it was taking up space on his drive. So he sold it back to the garage. So I think we've managed to get ourselves a really good quality car, a bargain. Like I said, it's automatic, which we'll have to get used to. But I plan on just taking it for a little drive myself and sort of getting used to it. So if anyone's driven an automatic, do let me know what you think. I mean, I know they're really commonplace in the States and other parts of the world, but they're still not really that common in the UK. They're becoming more sort of common and standard, but you know, still the majority of cars are manual cars with a proper gear stick, which is what most people learn to drive in the UK. Most people learn to drive with a gear stick, and then you can drive an automatic if you want to, but you can't do it the other way around. So if you learn in an automatic in the UK, you can only then ever drive an automatic. You have an automatic license. So you can never drive a gear stick. That's just the way it works. When does the Olympics start? It's soon. The Olympics is soon. So when it's sporting season, they hardly put anything on the TV. All the good TV is cancelled, much to my despair. So it's been football. So I'm glad that's over. And then it will be Olympics. So I don't think we're going to get any decent TV shows being released until September. Cruise, back to the cruise. We do also have what's called Deep Blue Extras. So Deep Blue Extras are like Virgin's loyalty, what they give you if you've cruised multiple times. So because technically, we've done the back-to-backs, this will actually be our 5th cruise with Virgin. So we get Deep Blue Extras, which means we have priority boarding, so we can turn up at 1:45 in the afternoon, and we can board. We don't have to wait in the queues. We can go in the priority line to get through quicker. We get free Wi-Fi each, because it's per cabin. We get a free bag of laundry for the week. Not ironed, it's washed, and then it's just dried and folded. Last time we had a bit of an issue with it came back smelling a bit musty. I don't know why, but it might be worth trying that out again towards the end of the cruise to see what it actually smells like. See if it was just that. Well, we can check if it was just an isolated incident, basically. What else do we get? We get 2 free specialty coffees a day, and we get $100 per cabin, so between us, for onboard spend. So it's not to be sniffed at. Looking forward to the food and all the restaurants. The entertainment is pretty much, I think, the same. In fact, we've got the same drag queen. So we've literally had Carlos, a woman named Carlos is the drag queen. We had her on Scarlet Lady, we had her on Valiant Lady, and now back to Scarlet. So it's almost like we've been stalking her around the world. We haven't. Every one of the ships has a different diva, a different drag queen. But we've just always ended up with Carlos. So when we get there, we'll be like, hello again. Maybe you remember us, maybe you don't. But yeah, we've got the same drag queen. It's still the same main sort of performance show, which is dual reality. So we're not really bothered about seeing that again, because it would be the 4th time that we'd seen it. So we can do something else. The We Fancy Party is not mentioned on the app, but who knows, it might be going on. So there's a couple of things that we sort of haven't done. I do want to do the crazy dance party thing again, because that was pretty mad, and it would be nice to see our friends' reactions to that, because it was completely crazy. But it was good. It was really good. The Misbehave show hasn't been mentioned, so that might just be a specific thing for the Valiant Lady. There's still lots of quizzes. There's still the Diva Around the World. There's still the Drag Bingo.
Ooh, the Around the World with the Divas in the Manor again, not the Red Room.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's different. John and Paul says, you like drag queens from a distance, just not when they lay on. Oh, they have got a radar. They know who does not want to be picked on. It's normally a white middle-aged straight man, and normally they're sort of cowering, and then the drag queen just hone in on. So the trick is, if you're towards the front, or if you're in the presence of any drag queen, act keen and eager, because they will leave you alone. They want to see the people that are shying away. So if you're shying away in a corner, you are guaranteed to be picked. So yes, top tip, look as eager as you possibly can, and they will leave you alone. They want to see the people that are cowering and shying away in the corner. They will find you. They've got radar. Also, it'll be fun. I mean, the ports, we haven't planned any trips. So what we're going to do is basically get off the ship, have a mooch around. It's all about soaking up the atmosphere. The trips, the organised trips, are actually quite expensive. I think they've put the prices up. So you can go off and do things. We're not. We are just going to sort of get off the ship, have a mooch around, maybe go for a coffee or whatever, have a big breakfast so that we don't have to buy food when we're at port. That's another money-saving top tip. Have loads of breakfast and then power through until evening meal or a snack when you get back on board. There's a few places where it's like €10 to take a bus up to an attraction and then back. You don't need to spend $200 on an organised trip for something you can get for $10 on a bus, basically. So we're going to stroll, take in the atmosphere, take in the sights, absorb the culture, maybe do a few bits and pieces, but we are not going on organised trips. Now, I am looking forward actually to our inside cabin. I keep referring to it as stowage, because that's what it feels like. So we are going to be examining stowage and finding out if it's something that we can actually cope with. Because if it is, then we can save a lot of money, basically, in the future. So we'll see. I mean, one day it would be lovely to do the mega rockstar cabins. You know, some of them have got jacuzzis on their balconies as well. I know. I looked at the virtual tour plans. Yes, that would be the life. John and Paul says, are you going to the pyjama party? Yes, and Scarlet Night, yes. Last time, we didn't have an outside Scarlet Night, did we?
No.
Because it rained on both times. So, we are looking forward, hopefully, to an outside Scarlet Night, because we've only actually done one outdoor Scarlet Night.
Yeah, because the second one on our first cruise was
inside. So we've been very unlucky with Scarlet Nights so far. So I'm hoping for an outdoor one. Sail away party, we're going to that because there's free champagne. So get yourself to sail away party because it keeps coming. It keeps coming for about half an hour. So take advantage of the free champagne. PJ party, yes. I want to get some different pajamas though. I feel like I need something a little bit more fancy. And also I want a different red outfit. I've worn the same red t-shirt to Scarlet Night. It's basic. And I want something a little bit... I mean, I don't like red. This is the issue. I don't want to spend a lot of money on something red. But I do want something red that's decent, if that makes sense. So, yes, PJ party we will be going to. And Scarlet Night. So... lots of things to look forward to, and it'll be nice to see some of the entertainment through our friends' eyes who have never sailed Virgin before. So it was nice to sort of see Rob and Favour's reaction to Virgin, and that they loved it. I was worried. I was concerned that maybe it wouldn't be for them. Because it is so different to other cruises. Obviously, we've never done another cruise, but we are aware, you know, people that we spoke to on board the previous cruises all said it's very different. So we knew it would be different, and we were worried that maybe it wouldn't be Rob and Favour's cup of tea, but it was. They loved it. In fact, they booked some future voyages. So I know that they are going to enjoy more Virgin cruises. And I know that they did so well with the food, with Favour, with the eating intolerances, if you like, the food intolerances. They were fantastic, and Favour ate so well on the ship. So I think it was a big win. I think we're also going to spend a little bit more time at the aft of the ship. There's a beautiful big sort of deck with all loungers around the aft. And there's like, you know, I think there's 2 big hot tubs as well. So I think we'll be spending a little bit more time there as well. John and Paul spent £40 on the spa, not again. Please let me know why. What was it that you didn't like? I mean, I looked at the Virgin Voyages spa tour. Loads of people have done spa tours. Some of the rooms weren't working when people went, and also the actual hot tub things, it didn't look like they bubbled. I don't know whether or not the people that we watched just didn't turn it on, but it didn't look like they bubbled. And when I go to a spa, what I really want to see is like a hydrotherapy pool. I want to see lots of bubbles, not just a hot tub. I want to see like a swimming pool that's bubbly. And I didn't see that from Virgin. So I was a little bit disappointed. I thought they could have gone a little bit more out with the spa. In contrast, I've seen a hydro pool, for example, on On Cunard, they do, you know, big hydrotherapy pools. So yeah, I did think it didn't look quite what I would want from a spa. We want to go to a really lovely day spa. I would love, in the UK, if ever you're in Cornwall, there's a hotel called the Bedroofen. That's got an amazing spa with hydrotherapy pool, everything. So I would like to go to a day spa. Maybe when we're feeling a little bit more flush. It's been an expensive week, my loves. It really has. But anyway, all of these things were necessary to invest in our well-being. You know, we need the new car to get ready for the future. A holiday, we need some excitement booked. And of course the TV was just essential because it broke. So there we go. John and Paul says, Resilient pool was dirty too. Oh dear. Well, the Valiant Lady pool was clean. Scarlet Lady pool was clean when we went on it. So I don't know what was going on with Resilient. They need to be a bit more resilient, don't they? Yes, there's no need for the pools to be dirty. But yeah, I don't know what cruise, I don't know what holiday next. Really, I would like a nice resort holiday, to be fair. Just somewhere beachy, white sands, tropical, that would do. But no, this is going to be quite a on-the-go holiday again, but it's just nice to get away. That's the nice thing. Even if we are in stowage, we will make it work, my loves. And of course, we'll show you a cabin tour. It looks exactly the same, although it's very white. It's very bright. I mean, some inside cabins I think can be a bit dingy on other cruise lines, especially if it's an older ship. It's white. It is bright and light. So yeah, definitely not dingy. And to be fair, the ventilation is exactly the same as on a sea terrace, because nobody that I know sits in their room with their balcony door open, because it turns the aircon off. So you've always got the door shut anyway. So, you know, in terms of ventilation, it's the same. The bathroom looked the same as a regular sea terrace. The bed was the same. The console table, desk thing was the same. The wardrobe was the same. It's the same cabin. It just hasn't got a window or a balcony, or, you know, which, to be fair, did we actually sit on it? Really? No. I mean, I hung some washing out on it, on the backs of the chairs. I went out in the mornings just to see where we were. But other than that, no. We didn't really. It's something that's nice to have, but we'll find out whether or not it's essential when we go. Right, I think the food is about to come, so I'm going to leave this week's Patrons Chat here. Thank you for everyone who attended. Thank you to everyone who asked questions and commented. It really does help to keep the conversation flowing. So until next time, to you all, and goodbye.